Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another edition of Stop, Look, and Listen. I'm your host, LeTroy Gardner. This week, we got my hometown brethren representing Burton and Beaufort, South Carolina. We have author Damon Thompson. Welcome to the
What's
show,
up?
Damon.
Welcome. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro, for a second time. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Damon said, we did this about 3 years ago on the heels of his second book. Now he's back with the third edition to the Supreme Beingz series.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah. So Damon, just for those that are just catching on, give us a biographical snapshot into the life and times of a Damon Thompson.
Born and raised in Beaufort, South Carolina. Attended some landmark schools out there. Definitely Robert Smalls, I would say. Um, got married, moved to North Carolina around 2012. I worked in the human service field, working with kids that have some troubles or at-risk use. That what they would name them, but just being out there in the community, man. I started writing long time ago, man. I would say probably early 90s, and it just evolved into novels. So here I am,
Right.
man. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. So you have volume 3 in the Supreme Being series, or of Invincibility,
Yes, sir.
out now. It's following on the heels of Weapons of the Spirit and Finding the Inner G.
Yes.
Give us a synopsis of what you have in store for the readers this go around.
So I, it definitely picks up where book two left off. So right now, the beings, as I call them, they're on a journey to secure these daggers that can eventually be detrimental to the world. So I like to think of it as a journey, family members going on a journey to save the world. But as along their journey, they meet new allies. They enter into different realms. They enter into the spirit realm. Kind of a spoiler, but they meet some ancestors that actually help them along their journey. So I'm tapping into a different element on the spiritual side with this book, just to allow people to think and just to unlock their imagination, as I like to say.
Right. I mean, I love that you said you brought up the point of tapping into your ancestors. That's something that is, very vital in our community in the
Hmm.
Low Country because of,
Absolutely.
just how Charleston and Beaufort and other port cities, where our slaves was their destination. So
Right.
just talk about why it was so purposeful for you to tie in the ancestral connection.
You know, our Gullah Geechee ancestors and just that culture, I feel like I have to do my part by preserving it, so to say, in my own way, which would be um, just representing the indigo colors is in a simple form. But I just wanted to tap into my ancestors because coming from the low country, sometimes it was frowned upon the way we talk, the way we speak. Going out of town, people thought we were Jamaican. Not a, and I right now as an older adult, as I grown up, I've grown to embrace it. So I just wanted to tap into that to show people like you can be proud of where you from. Don't shy away from your accent, your dialect. Wear it, and it's all throughout my book, man. I just wanted to show whoever the readers are that when you read this book, you will get a glimpse of the Low Country and the Gullah Geechee
Hmm.
culture.
Yeah. And you also mentioned in a previous interview about the characters being inspired by your family and friends. Have any
Yes.
of them reached out to you to be more involved in the shaping of their characters and the direction of it? And
Well,
has that led to recharting any of the stories on the horizon?
yeah. When I just to backtrack, when I created the characters, um, I would say there were a few that were like people can really pinpoint, like, okay, I know that character, and I would say those would be like the grandparents. Like I'll just put
Hmm.
it like the guy. If I go back to book one in the middle cover, You know, he represents like my grandfather. And they pretty much have the same nickname, which is Doc. So the other characters, I kind of mixed them all up, so they may see traces or characteristics, but I didn't want to be too parallel to a family member, but I kind of mixed it all up so they can kind of like I can see myself in that person, just to be on the
Right.
safe side.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely get that because you
Yeah.
don't. It, I think that's the complexity of
Mm-hmm.
creating characters that mirror someone that you know is
Yep.
that this is what you really think about me, or
Right.
just that looking in the mirror aspect, and sometimes people don't like to do that,
Yeah.
or they don't like what they see in the mirror. So
Yep.
that's smart to
Yeah.
kind of just mix it up like a pot of gumbo.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
Yes,
man.
yeah. So like just talk about I'm reading that Queen Dahlia and the Soul Seekers are going to be very prominent in this story as a arch nemesis to the beings.
Yes.
Just talk about um, as much as you're willing to share how
Absolutely.
that came about.
Well, Queen Dahlia, I'll just give a little background on her. Um, I was inspired by the biblical reference to Samson and Delilah. So she's kind of in my book like a descendant from that tribe. But
Mm-hmm.
the Soul Seekers, they're a tribe that's been like forgotten. She's the leader of the Soul Seekers. She has her fierce warrior Mungold. He's a character that's based on strength. He wear a lot of gold. There's a backstory to the gold. Um, she also has a angel that follows her. He's the fallen angel. There's a backstory to him as well. And
Mm-hmm.
the forlorn assassin is kind of like her best friend. She knows all her darkest secrets. So she built her tribe, and she's on a journey to as well to secure the golden daggers. But she wants the golden daggers, in her eyes, to make a better world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we have 3 volumes under your belt. How many more, is left in the series?
We have 4 more to crank out.
Okay.
We have 4 more. So I'm thinking um I haven't started the fourth. I took like a detour like during the seasons of spring and summer. There was like those are like my reading seasons. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just kind of gathering the information, doing my research. But as a writer, man, you as a creator, you never stop working. So it's like I'm off on the weekends or whatever, but I'm always thinking. Even if I'm not writing, I'm just like walking, I'm thinking. It's just that creative process where it never stops. And I
Yeah.
think that's for all creators, not just writers.
Oh, exactly. It's
Yeah,
like you get inspired by
yeah,
you know any little thing. Like
yep,
a baby crying could inspire you, or
yeah.
just seeing something on TV or hearing something on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how difficult is it to stay focused on the Supreme Being series? Is there ever this desire to create in another direction? Like I'm sure you have other stories you want to tell eventually.
Yeah,
Like, has that urge started to prosper?
it already consumed me, man. I'm on a whole different I'm in a whole different genre right now, I would say.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, if it's okay, can we talk about it or
Let's go.
okay, so this new series that I'm working on, I don't want to give too much, but it's going to be in the drama romance, the romance drama genre. So
Right.
it's it's based on a writer's, I would say, some of my life, but I'm taking the perspective as if I had a grandson, So I'm writing in that form of my grandson going through a
Mm-hmm.
writing process, and that's been excellent because I get to add my life, you know, to put into my grandson. But I'm actually in the behind the scenes as his grandfather, showing him the ropes. So that's been taking all of my time right now. So the Supreme Beingz 4 may have to take a backseat for a while, man.
Yep. Like you let creativity lead you wherever
Yep.
you're inspired. Do you think the preparation is going to be a little different? Working on the romance drama versus, the fantasy series.
It is a little more preparation to it. I would say I would really have to travel more
Right.
because there's some places I want to add into the story, but I really need to touch that, that soil and see exactly, use my senses to really get the feel of what I'm trying to portray in this book.
Right.
So definitely be traveling, um, and just meeting new people, man. I can always go back to my childhood and my young adult life, which I put in this new genre. But I definitely would like to travel more.
Uh huh. Where's your creative sanctuary?
Looking at it right here, this is it outside. Um, my home office at sometimes, but lately I've been wanting to be outside. I don't know what it is, but just being outside. Even if I'm not writing, just sitting out here, I'm doing some reading, some old, some old biographies, autobiographies. So just finding that quiet place to read and just kind of do my research.
Yeah. All right. So compare and contrast Damon Thompson as an author from the days of putting together Weapons of the Spirit to now. Like, what lessons have you learned, not only about yourself, but just the ongoing journey of navigating the space as an author?
You really have to find time for what you enjoy doing. You know, I have a reminder or an alert on my phone from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. to get up and write. Now, I don't do it every morning, but like during the fall and winter times, I'm up that early writing. So like right now, I definitely have to find that time to actually get that creative juice flowing. So you just have to find time for it, man. You have to sacrifice. Um, it's really like a marriage, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just talk about how difficult it is to juggle it all: the writing, the
Hmm.
being an independent publisher, the marketing, being a family man, having a career,
Yeah,
um, you know, putting time in to travel and just soak in the world for further
yeah,
inspiration.
yeah. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like it's easy because it is hard work, LeTroy. You know that, man. Just you know, like I said, finding that time to write. It may be some days where I can't write. I may have to pick the kids up. Well, I'm definitely picking the kids up every day after school. I'm just a full-time dad. So some people may write at night, but I'm a morning writer, so I can't write when the kids are sleeping or when the wife is sleeping. So I have to find that time. With working, I find my time sometimes daydreaming on the job. Like a thought may come into my mind, so I'll have to snap out of it and be present in the moment. So I'm juggling, man.
Well, has the writing bug trickled down to either of your daughters yet?
I think so. They're really gravitating towards reading novels, well, chapter books.
Uh huh.
So it's funny. My youngest, she's on the creative side of creating the picture, the illustrating, and my oldest, Layla,
Right.
she has that skill to be a writer. I'm trying to slowly introduce her to it. Like I may be doing some edits, so I'll bring her along on a new book that I'm working on. I'll let her read it out loud to me, and she'll correct me, man. She's like, "Dad, that doesn't sound right." so, so I was like, "Okay, well, let's just let's read it so she can get the flow." Just showing her the writing process, and I think she's liking it. So
Yeah.
hopefully, Damon Thompson books, I think, will be in good hands with my daughters.
Dope. So, like, back to our hometown of Beaufort.
Yes,
You've
sir.
held book signings and other events on our fertile soil.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of feedback have you received, and how does it feel to be a trailblazer and crawl so others can walk and eventually run?
It feels great. Um, it's a great feeling to see, you know, I'm gonna be honest, man. Selling a book is like the hardest thing I've done, especially when you're going back to your hometown. People may know you as a certain way. They don't really know me as Damon Thompson, the author or whatever. So me presenting these books to them, it's like this DMT. You know what I'm saying? They don't know me as an author, so I would say I'm so thankful, man, for the people that support and come along this journey because um they don't have to. That's the only way I look at it. They don't have to spend their money. They don't have to comment. It's just I'm thankful. Like I always say when I do a book signing, um, if two people come out, I'm going to treat it like it's 1,000. So I'm just trying to be present in the moment when I am at those book signings. You know, sometimes I don't like to just sit and sign books. I like to get up and walk around and meet the people, talk to them, give out, give some books away because at this point I just want them to read it. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And get some great feedback or some, critique it. Just get some feedback. But it
Yeah.
feels good, man, giving back to the community, having book signings in Buford. On the last book signing we did in, I believe, in April, um, my daughters, they actually assisted me. My wife and had a team,
Right.
but my daughters, they also had a table out there, you know, illustrating or, excuse me, displaying what they made, some crafts and stuff like that. So just getting them involved with that and just sitting back and really enjoying the journey, man.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Dr. Todd McLean provides periodontal and dental implant services in 2 convenient locations. They offer over a decade of experience treating patients, and appointments can even be scheduled in the evenings, weekends, or early mornings. Give them a call in Chapel Hill at 919-537-9774 or in Durham at 919-484-8338 or visit them online at gumsandimplants.org.
Dope. Yeah. So we obviously hang out
Yeah.
when I'm back in North Carolina and everything. And I know you're a huge music head.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
um, if ultimately the Supreme Beingz series went the animation route, or went to the big screen,
Hmm.
hey, name a couple artists you would love to have featured on a soundtrack.
Oh, my goodness. Let's see. I would definitely, let me think about this before I answer. Oh, man. Hmm. I would want um, some of the local artists, definitely some local artists from Buford.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of people may not know, but I have my cousin Justin. He's a talented dude, man. He can definitely write in a perspective, from the Supreme Being side. If we go to the more well-known artists, I gotta get I gotta get Kendrick on that thing, man. I gotta get Cole on there. I know Cole's not the popular guy right now, but I gotta get Cole on there. Um, I would like, you know, I would say Erica Badu, Three Stacks. If I can just give it to Three Stacks, he can just play the flute,
Uh-huh.
son. We can do it like that. But definitely, I would definitely go with my man Three Stacks and Kendrick.
Okay. All right. So since you mentioned Cole and Kendrick, like, what was your take? Having a front row seat watching this, and the enormous
Yeah,
um, ramifications as a result of seeing how these chess pieces moved between the three of them, and then some of the smaller
yeah,
pieces like the roses and the
hmm,
metros and ASAPs. Like, just
yeah,
did you get the feel that hip hop was was reinvigorated?
I definitely got that feeling. When I heard J. Cole, what was it? Well,
First
first
person
when
shooter?
first person shooter, he threw some shots at Kendrick, but when Kendrick came back with Like That, I was in tune. I was focused. I was like, okay, now we got something. But I would say this about Kendrick, man. You have to let that. He's a creator, so he's going to take his time and create this masterpiece. A lot of people doubt him. We cannot sleep on Drake. During this, Drake. I just think Drake. He probably he probably has some heat in the chamber, but what he gave us with Family Matters, he probably ran out of gas. But like we say, Kendrick had a whole clip, so I definitely enjoyed it. I'm still enjoying it. It's my workout playlist when I do go running. You know, it's with me, man. I can't leave that. But
Yeah, I mean
I just hope it stay on
they gave
wax,
us a
man.
lot of content
They did, man. They
in
did.
a short period of time, especially like that Friday to um,
Yeah,
Sunday night. You can leave
yeah,
your phone. It was
yep.
like, Kendrick dropped. No, Drake
Uh
came
huh.
back. 40 minutes
Yep.
later, Kendrick dropped. Next day, Kendrick
Yeah.
dropped. Next day, Drake dropped. It's
Yeah. It
like,
was a lot.
yo,
I was getting overwhelmed at one point, but April 2024 is definitely a month to be remembered in hip hop.
right, great. So, yeah, we talked about the possibilities. Well, your desire to eventually turn this into like an animation
Yes.
a film project. Like, just talk about what you have on the vision board when it comes to Supreme Beingz.
Supreme Beings, the series. I want it to be on the level with Marvel, the end game stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I want someone to take a chance on me, um, to read the novels and see my vision, work with me to put it on the big screen because I think it's a story that needs to be told. Especially from Buford. If being that I'm coming from Buford, I'm putting the Gullah Geechee story in there. You know, a lot of people may not know that, but it's when I look at the black. I'm just take it back. When I look at the Black Panther story and how they took it back to Africa, um, it was inspiring. You know, but I'm like, we have that same story. It's just not being told. So what I did with this series, being that Africa is our roots or our culture where we come from. I sprinkle a little bit of that in there. I sprinkled a lot of that in there. So it's like this story can be told from different aspects. If we take it all the way back to Africa and bring it up to South Carolina, that's I would say that can be a movie in its own. So I know I'm rambling, but forgive me. But
No,
I,
go
I'm
ahead.
I'm just passionate about this, man, because I wrote down like I actually have characters in mind that I would like to see play certain characters, like my granddad, Doc on this cover first book. I want Denzel to play him. I have that
Mm-hmm.
written down. I want Denzel to be the leading character. Um, um, Miss Flo, I would like to see Miss Felicia Rashad play her. It's just I have these characters in my mind. I want them to be like the two leading characters for this series, and I think it's going to happen. I'm just
Right.
keeping the faith. I'm putting it out there, but I just want to see it on the big screen. I want people to actually experience it. It'll be a dream come true.
Oh yeah. And you've heard it here first. So when it happens,
That's right.
you can be like, yo, he put it in the air and it came to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and as creators, we're also dreamers,
Yeah,
and um, like in order for you to create, these creative masterpieces, you have to be a dreamer because
you have to be.
I mean, that's just they're just like one and the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's something about you that people find most surprising?
Let's see. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I think this writing stuff, man. I think it threw people for a loop. I don't know if they saw that in me. So a lot of people may be surprised, or they may thought I would have. The first one was just something that a hobby,
Uh-huh.
but I think they find it surprising that I'm still going with the series. I'm pumping out these books. I started writing these books in 2000. Well, I first published them in 2020. So just continuing the process. I think a lot of people are like, I'm surprised he's still going.
Well, with that question, with that answer, what fuels you then?
The vision, you know, being able to see the end game, I guess. Like I have it in my mind how it's going to end. Not necessarily about the this book series, but just my life in general as a writer. You know, the end game for me is to be somewhere remote with my family, being a full-time writer, not necessarily concerned about bills, being comfortable, just being in that happy space. And hopefully that's somewhere in Beaufort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and my creative partner, co-host Mario, we were chatting the other day because somebody was using his place of employment as a reason to clout chase, like
Mm-hmm.
posting that individual's whereabouts, saying I'm at ESPN, and he didn't like that because it led to other people like reaching out to him and having questions. And then I had shared a clip that Ice-T had that's on YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
he's talking about I hustle or I grind to disappear while others hustle and grind to be seen. And
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely the perspective it sounds like you're coming from, where
Yeah.
like your goal is to do what you love and
Yep.
then find your peace.
Find the
Do it.
peace, man.
Yeah, find peace with the people you love, and provide minimal access to everyone else.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I want to have a great beard, walking barefoot on the beach.
Playing your
Preferably,
flute.
exactly. Being able to walk in any coffee shop, sit down and read, that's
Oh
it, man.
yeah.
But just be at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Simple life, man.
Oh yeah. So as we prepare to wind down, definitely plug the book, All of Invincibility. We haven't seen it yet. You shown us finding the energy. Okay.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
All right. So just tell us where we can find it. Where we can find you. Any events on the horizon, the whole nine.
Okay. So definitely check out my website, DamonThompsonBooks.com. You can get all books there, paper or hardcover, autograph copies. We are a small business, but we take every order serious. So if you like that route for an autograph copy, definitely hit the website. We're on Amazon. Definitely check that out on Amazon if you're more comfortable with that route. We have some ebooks available wherever ebooks are sold. But yeah, definitely shop with us. Check us out. I'll be in Beaufort. I'll be home this weekend for the Gullah Festival. I'll have all my books there. Definitely come hang out with us. Check out the Supreme Beingz series. I don't have anything for June, but July we'll be at the BlurCon in I want to say DC. We'll be at the
Right.
BlurCon in July, and that's a pretty dope event that I enjoy. I'm trying to get into InvestFest for August, but I'm still waiting to see how that works out.
Okay. Yeah, and I think like Afrotech in Houston in late October, early November, they have
Okay.
like a black entrepreneur like a market area. At least they
Mm-hmm.
did last year in Austin. So that might be
Dope.
a good opportunity as well. And then
Sounds
also
great.
to network with some of the venture capitalists and whatnot too. So
Absolutely.
oh yeah. All right,
That's
bro.
what's
So
up.
leave us with a parting shot. Give us some inspiring words. For dreamers out there, creators, those from our soil that you know have a dream but they don't know how to chase it.
Like I always say, man, um, you have to make time to you have to make time for what you enjoy doing. If you're in love with what you enjoy doing, it's not work. It's going to be so easy. You're going to get paid for what you enjoy doing, but you have to sacrifice. You have to grind. It doesn't matter your age. I'm 42 years old. I never would have thought I would have been, like you said earlier, juggling life, you know, um, personal life, career, and writing. It's not a hobby anymore, man. I'm getting paid for it. So take time, sacrifice, and always, I would like to say keep God first, because that right there can be your anchor to a lot of success.
Well said, brother. Salute. You know, as always, it's good to chop it up with you, whether it's on Stop, Look, and Listen, or just
Yes, sir.
over a plate of food in Greensboro somewhere.
Absolutely.
and it's always good. We pick each other's brains and
Yeah.
inspire each other. So you know for you to be 3 books in and still hungry, still looking to find other ways to share a story, not only about our hometown, but the people you love. Like, I'm gonna always have your back when it comes to that. So
Appreciate you.
So keep on pushing. Volume 3 in the Supreme Beingz series, or of Invincibility, out now.
Yes, sir.
If you haven't checked out Finding the Energy, get that as well, or Weapons of the Spirit. Cop that too.
Yes, sir. Can I
Damon
say one more thing
Thompson
before we
books.
leave, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
I also want to tell people, man, they really need to check out, if they haven't, check out what you have doing. Stop, Look, and Listen. You have an amazing catalog, man. If y'all get time, definitely check out LeTroy's catalog. You will not be disappointed. He has some amazing artists. He has some amazing people that he's interviewing, and I'm glad I'm in the mix, man. Appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate it. Yes, it's definitely been a labor of love, and we're 4 years in, I think. So I think we're around like 200 episodes total of Stop, Look, and Listen. And I was interviewed recently by a friend, Andrew Lanier.
Yeah.
And he asked me about the genesis of Stop, Look, and Listen. And I was just telling him how I didn't know if I could do a solo interview show. I'm used to having my 3 partners with me, and then I was like, do I think I can accomplish being an A mic and carrying an interview by myself? But like you said, you just put the work in, take it one step at a time, and don't be afraid to fail. Like, a lot of people are afraid of failure, but in that process, you grow exponentially, and you discover parts of yourself that you never knew existed.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yep,
man.
so go ahead.
I'll say, man, you definitely doing that, man. You definitely can't be afraid to fail. I mean, they always say, loss it's not a loss, it's a lesson. It's definitely a lesson when you learn from it and take what you learn and push it towards the next generation. And the next generation might be people that's not even related to you, but just the people you come encounter with throughout the world and your daily living. So definitely don't be afraid to fail, but definitely learn from what you may consider a fail.
Oh yeah. All right, bro. Well, we're gonna continue to push each other and achieve the unimaginable. And like I said, everybody go to DamonThompsonBooks.com, do a little shopping, show the brother some love. For Stop, Look, and Listen, I'm your host, LeTroy Gardner. See you next week. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.